Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion Plays XCOM 2. I was gone for a few days, away at TwitchCon. The backlog, as always, was, I don't like saying the word omnipresent because it just sounds cumbersome. It was omnipotent, but that's not really the right word. But just imagine I'm saying omnipotent, but I mean omnipresent, without it sounding like Cloud Strife's ultimate ability. Don't you mean his limit break? Yeah, okay, you got me. His limit break from Final Fantasy VII. Now, if there's one comment that came up over and over and over and over while I was gone and unable to act on it, it was, hey, dummy, why don't you build Icarus armor? Well, okay, there's a reason. It's not a good reason yet, but we will build this when we get Illyrium. When are we going to get Illyrium? We might be able to get Illyrium right off the cut here. Let's see. First off, we're going to reduce the Avatar project progress. Probably a couple of points, right? Yeah, that's what I meant. One is really just half of a couple, 0.5 couples. What happens when you get 0.5 and you call, you know, a math.floor on that? It rounds up. Now, assorted loot, not relevant. We do maybe want to make contact with West Africa, but we're, like, far enough away that it's... Far enough away from what we need to do, I guess I should say that, like, we need to hit the resistance contacts up first, which requires us to build a radio tower or something. I can't even remember. At this point, I'm kind of just, not spinning my wheels, but I'm kind of avoiding investing in infrastructure. Because we should be closing in on the end of the game. We're so close to the end of the game, there's 1,000 supplies just sitting dormant on the map, and I'm like, I don't need it. I don't even want it. Can you sell me Illyrium, please? 35 intel for 38 Illyrium. It's a great deal. Thank you so much. Having done that, now I can fulfill my end of the bargain, and we can build some Icarus armor.
Tigan seems to have a habit of scratching that scar on the back of his head.
Yo, it's too late for that. Icarus armor. Begin. The flight components recovered from the Archon King when combined with our standard issue armor systems resulted in an armored suit with high damage resistance and improved mobility. The built-in propulsion system allows temporary flight, enabling the wearer to rapidly change locations. Sick, dude. You can't make a second Icarus armor. I was kind of hoping we could just get, like, a whole team decked out in that Archangel gear, but unnecessary, I suppose. So there is still a facility we probably want to assault. It's against my religion, and my religion in XCOM is profit, to not get these 1,000 supplies. But what are we doing that requires our supplies? Like, we already have 800 that we're not doing anything with. Shadow Project's done in 6 days. I don't necessarily think we need to assault the facility, but why not? You know, it gives me... I've been away for a few days, gives me something to do. Spectre, Elite Shield Bearer, Heavy Mech, Gatekeeper, Sectoid. Let's assault facility.
For the South African sector.
I hope I actually have the bond training going. I didn't look at it in the sidebar here, but... we'll figure it out. Again, we're not really, like, trying to spin our wheels, but we need to do things while we wait, for the story research to be done, which I probably, let's be honest, did too slowly. This is a good one, too, because we got, tired units. So we actually are yeah, we did do bond training, good. We're kind of forced to send out, some units. I wouldn't say they're, like, worse, but they are less leveled. So Bear, sorry, that's Rob. Rob is matched with Fox. Maybe they can hit level 3. That's still stuff we're looking out for. Mox has no bond. We'll send... Oh, Storm is a colonel, though. Okay, so no need to send them. But then everybody else, like, they have no name. And not even in, like, a, you know, a Pradle Mox sort of way. Like, we'll see, why not send Daniel out here? We gotta... You know what? Our mission for this episode... We're gonna at least try out the Archangel armor. So make utility items available. Oh, did I click those buttons earlier? Because, like, these guys are equipped with garbage. Maybe they just got stripped regardless. Okay, anyway, we got Robert. Robert can use the good beam cannon. He doesn't need the Icarus armor, but let's look at it. Gives you vault, jump to the top of ledges and structures instead of climbing. Icarus jump. The propulsion jets allow a soldier to instantly launch themselves into a new position. Wearing this armor has a chance to panic Archons encountered in combat. Dude, that's sweet because I hate them. It also gives you 1 more HP than the Warden armor and 1 more mobility. But Rob doesn't need it, I think. I'll just continue putting him in the exosuit. Probably wasting his talents. In the grenade slot, we'll put frost bombs. And in the utility slot, we'll put... Can't remember. There was a Spectre, but there was no... Codex. We probably don't need a... We don't need a flashbang to begin with, let's be honest. Just put an acid bomb there, mill some armor out. I think this is like the classic loadout at this point for a Grenadier. Then Fox is just kind of like... I don't want to say he does nothing, because that's not true, but he's kind of like a disruptor rifle, med kit, and then something else boy. I think we only have one specialist, so he'll be a Skulljack, so that he can have a chance to maybe hack the Sectopod, even though he let us down miserably in the last episode. We have one assault, which is actually a ranger on the mission, so of course he'll be using the Arashi, as well as the Katana, with some... I mean... I honestly kind of prefer... What does Talon Rounds give you? Gives you like extra damage on crit and 20% bonus crit chance. Whereas blue screen rounds give you 5 extra damage against robots. I think we're going to be a little tight on... I'm definitely going to give him Hazmat as well. I think we're going to be a little tight on loadout here, so I want to make sure everybody's got the right stuff. So it seems like Dan should probably have the Icarus armor, so that he can move around. Oh my lord.
This armor should give you nearly unlimited freedom of movement in combat.
Maybe it's better for Rangers, because, I mean, they say unlimited freedom of movement. That kind of triggers me to think that, you know, that's something you'd want Rangers to have, or maybe even a Templar to have, honestly, but... I think we'll try it out and see how it works. Usually we give our sniper blue screen rounds and then something that, you know, is unlikely to ever be useful. Like a flashbang grenade we never use, for example, or, you know, a battle scanner that I never send out into the wilderness. But let's give him, like, a mind shield just so that, you know, if he's on the back line, he can't be targeted by anything. Oh my god, he looks outrageous. Now, you know what? Let's try putting our... Oh, we actually can't give special armor to our Templar, so I don't know what you would give the Templar then. Maybe like a stasis vest. Someone needs to take a Mimic Beacon is the thing. And what about a Psionic Trooper? Can you take special armor? You can take a Spider Suit, so I'll give you that. And you don't need any extra, you know, bonus junk anyway, so I'll give you the Mimic Beacon. I doubt you need it, but I'll give it to you regardless. This is a pretty good loadout, I think. Oh, you know what? She's using, like, a garbage plasma rifle, isn't she? No, it's, like, an okay plasma rifle. Anyway. I think everyone's relatively equipped. We got all 3 chosen weapons. We got the special armor. There's only supposed to be 9 enemies. 9 enemies usually means that there's actually going to be, reinforcements called. Because at this point in the game, like, if they said there were 20 enemies here, I'd be like, that's a lot, but it's not that bad. I mean, you've seen what Dan can do on these missions. Pretty much just, you know, I've got you in my sights. I'm not a young man anymore. See, I'm hip with the kids. I played Overwatch. Operation Precious Mask.
Intel from the Resistance suggests this facility is conducting research.
And this is really just... It's not even like... It's hard to explain, I guess, why I'm doing missions instead of just rushing down the timer. There's nothing to scan for, so I want to kind of do something that feels productive. Plus, I have fun on these missions where I'm, like, hopefully substantially stronger than the enemies. There's always a little bit of a chance that I just completely ruin it, right? Like, we saw Dragonova 2.0 die because I didn't use my, battle scanner or scanning protocol. So there's always a chance that your boy NL will show up with just a classic gaff. Okay. Big time Dan Giesling. Icarus jump. How far can he jump? What on earth? He can jump so far. That's amazing.
To victory.
I'm a huge fan. Alright, so it's my first XCOM episode, and, you know, that I've recorded in almost like a week here. I just want to make sure that I keep myself... You know, I'm not... I want to see him move. He moves fast, maybe, but that just could be a bug. Was more hoping to see if he did, like, some kind of sweet, you know, little hop, skip, and jump or something, but that's okay. No turn timer. I just want to play fundamentally well. That's all I can really ask for. Don't make too many preventable mistakes.
Onward.
And you know, hopefully continue to build some confidence, because those late game missions are tricky. From what I remember of the one time I did them, they're tricky at least. So move Zhang up. I don't believe we took
Moving to designated position.
we took battle scanners. So I'm just kind of staying back here. Yeah, we didn't give our psionic trooper a battle scanner, right? Wait, that was her. What did I give you? Mimic beacon. Probably better. And everybody will just go on Overwatch again.
Overwatch. Scanning.
At this point, I don't even know what enemy scares me the most. I'd be thinking like... I mean, sectopods. Honestly, Andromedons might even be more annoying than sectopods, because you can't hack them until you take away all the HP in their first phase. And all the HP in their first phase can take, like, you know, 2 turns. Or 2 units turns, I should say. Well, this is a pretty, like, barren start to this mission.
Moving to position.
Because our Templar is so far ahead, we can pretty much get away with some, you know, relatively
Got it covered.
yellow moves here.
I need to ask twice.
Closing on target position now.
Moving to designated position. On Overwatch.
Fast.
Come on. I've got my pencil. Give me something to write on. So we're gonna go over here. I think this is the facility, so we might run into some combat. Nope. It's a bold decision for Advent to leave this facility unguarded, but you know what?
Headed there now.
Who am I to criticize?
Heading to that location.
Alright, that was cool as heck. Guess it gives him greater movement allowance because he doesn't have to use the same path that everybody else takes.
Solid copy.
You still need to be, like, mildly careful, but... I mean, we're 12 minutes into the video. I built... Oh, do we have something?
I'm on it.
No. I built one piece of equipment, and then we've slowly, in a turn-based fashion, walked ourselves towards a building. So, I'm looking for some excitement. Looking for a sectoid. Yeah, I'm not gonna just keep that on. So you get the idea. Dude, Icarus jumped me. It's probably not the right play yet. Dang it. Where's Warlock? I want to have you just come down here.
On the move.
You see anything? Ah. We do see something. Does it break concealment for Mouth to hack it? Probably does, right? But I want the ambush kill. Thing is, Dan will just actually destroy it. It will get our AP regardless.
Only the best. They've got our position.
He gained 1 AP. Nobody else gained any AP. I still think we can get away with a small move.
Seems doable. Menace 1-5.
You're near the target position, but we haven't done anything yet. We took 1 shot.
Let's move already.
I don't want to be near the target position yet. I don't feel like I've earned it.
If you say so.
I mean, everybody just, you know, go on Overwatch for now. This is like a be careful what you wish for sort of situation. I've always asked for, like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if there was an XCOM 2 mission where you never even had to see any enemies? You just snuck in and snuck out stealth style? Like Invisible Ink? Well, be careful what you wish for, buddy. Because we in this now. I don't know how we... So we just drop in through the little ceiling there. Can you get it? Wait, whose psionic troop has the most movement allowance? Think we should just... Oh, there's no door for her to open. Everybody has to come in through the top. I'm just gonna have her post up on the far side of the ladder, because she's one of the only units that can reach there. We see another turret? We do see another turret. Oh yes, I'm very scared, Mr. Turret. By very scared, I mean... Wait a minute. We got Dan Giesling, who has a 100% chance to hit, and a 100% chance to kill, and looks like an alien leader doing it, so... There's another kill for him. Just probably have you Overwatch. Surprise, surprise. Oh, I think we might have popped another pod here, actually. Now that's a surprise. I thought that was a two-headed sectoid and a gatekeeper. So the big bummer here is that we have taken Dan out of the equation. This might be a mimic beacon-y turn. I don't believe that we won't have a shot from here.
Sure thing.
Yeah, we had to use our noggin there. So she's holding the mimic beacon. It's important to keep in mind. She might actually, like, there's a chance that she could dominate the gatekeeper. Wow, it's an 80% chance. Everything in my brain is like, how could you choose not to do that?
I guess I'll be okay.
So we do have combat protocol. Not that interested. You only have a shot on the gatekeeper. Well, I guess we should, I really wish she would give her mimic beacon to somebody else, because, like, if this goes wrong, it's gonna be a dang nightmare, dude. But if it goes right, it's a mimic beacon. You belong to me now? Let's go. Alright, this is where Rob comes out of the woodwork. Because Rob is definitely gonna need to frost some dudes up. This gatekeeper needs to get frosted. And he can frost a couple of units, which is nice. We should also think, though, because... So Malf, his move is probably to give Rob another move. Then we have these guys, they have melee vulnerability. So you kind of, I think, although it could pop another pod just by going in here, I feel like we want to, like... We want to, like, rend... Maybe we can get away with a, lightning reflexes only works. We could use lightning reflexes a little later, I think. So, let's try it. What is Ren's damage? 11 to 12 right now. And these guys have melee vulnerability. So, I'd really like to clear out the sectoids. Let's do Reaper. Sorry, not Serial. Turns out it would have been really useful to still have Dan be here. I mean, this will hit. We might as well work in, I guess, because it gives us more targets. So sure. Start here. And I want to hit with as many of the psionic waves as I can, just to make it easier. To get all the kills that we can get in here. And even if we don't get all the kills, we just get a bunch of damage. That's good as well. So this is a puzzly turn. I like it. The combat puzzles are what it's all about. Okay, this will at least hit the gatekeeper. We are going to have to kill it at some point, so... Okay, critted it, gained some focus. I like it. We triggered another pod in the interim period. So Rob's frost bombs are really coming in handy, is the idea at least. This might have been overkill because the gatekeeper probably also would serve as a mimic beacon, but it just seemed like if you can knock 3 enemies out, why even take the risk, right? So the next pod would be like this. We're still dealing 11 to 12, but that's going to run out pretty quick. Okay, there's another attack. We can still keep it going here. Nah. It's you. Like, I really want to hit you in a spot that can hit other units, but I can live with this. So that's 4 or 5 sectoids down. She gets another rend. It does 6 to 7 damage, but obviously does not go through armor. Doesn't she have a unit or an ability that Does better against robotic units. Summon lightning to strike all nearby enemies. Damage increases with focus level. Cost focus, but generates focus. Kill. Like, where are... Oh, these guys are way too far away. Obviously, she can, like, lightning reflexes. Lightning hands, sorry. You really want to get Zhang, like, over here. Who's Dan's Zhang's partner, though, so that's not going to happen. Mouth could hack this robot, which I would really, really like to see happen. If not, though, he just ends up giving Rob more stuff to do, basically. So, I mean, does Amplify, will it end the turn? This means end turn, right? That's like the pass turn button. I can't even see what that would do, but... Okay, I mean, I think you look at this. Of course, you can fire the Shredder gun. It'll probably shred all of his armor. And then Malf could give him an extra turn. And then he could freeze him, but I'd rather just kill him than freeze him. Is there any chance that Rob could freeze these guys over here? If he got another move, he could probably freeze 2 of them, but I would perhaps argue it's stronger to kill a gatekeeper than it is to worry about like an elite lancer and a shield bearer over there. So, tell you what, let's go for the shred first. That was pretty bad, honestly. And then with you, we would look at it and we go, okay, hit him with the lightning hands. You know I had to do it to him. It's only 2 damage, but that's fine. The thing is, like, at this point, do you want to amplify or do you want to rend? Which will deal 6 to 7 damage. You know what? We actually have to rend. In my opinion. Because it leaves her out of cover. Ah, but you know what? It's actually not going to give her another chance at picking up the... At doing a parry is what I mean. So what I'm doing here is just... I'm running the numbers to try to see if I have any chance to actually get a kill on the gatekeeper. Without Malf giving another action, because Malf could also... I mean, he's flanked right now. I'd like for him to move behind cover is the thing. This does 9 to 15 damage. Costs all focus, but generates focus on kills. 9 to 15 damage? Sadly, I feel like that's not that much. What's your crit chance? 33. You gotta try to wipe the gatekeeper. It's just science, dude. Wow! Alright, I think that actually settles it, unfortunately. So, Mouth, you inspire Rob. It's very heartwarming. Rob then launches a frost bomb. Freezes this guy, which in hindsight, if we'd known what was going to happen, we could have just done this in advance. Zhang continues to have more actions, which frightens me. Why is this the case? In that case, we will move him up here, where he will say, running and gunning. We've popped essentially all of the enemies simultaneously, so it's one heck of a turn. I'll give you that. We see who we want to kill first, and the answer is going to be an attempt at the shield bearer to avoid the enemies getting more armor. We also could have given Dan an extra action, which in hindsight might have been the better choice. And then he gets implacable, so we can move again, but it's not actually that good, in my opinion at least. Let's just hit you with an amplify, so that you're easier to kill next turn. And you should really just do nothing. Alright. So we lost one action point from the thaw. This guy usually creates a psionic version of one of our troops. No offense, Malf, but he pretty much picked the, like, ideal one to steal, from our perspective. Won't be able to get the, like, instant hack on the next turn, but, it, you know, the Codex is still, or the Spectre is still gonna get dusted highly. Keep in mind, we got the Gatekeeper, so if they only get one move, and the move is with the heavy mech, I do expect to get hit by some rockets, but it could be worse considering how much we botched popping every single pod here. That's no big deal. So our psionic trooper got grazed, and the Gatekeeper shouldn't be able to do much of anything, I think. Apparently I'm incorrect. This is psionic move? No, it is not. That is, hit everybody in the vicinity. Alright, so we have an overwatched Malf, which I do not like. Now, Malf also has revitalization, which is what gives me, like, the utmost hope that this is actually not that bad. So, you got a shot. You got I mean, it would be nice for you to kill the Gatekeeper, to be honest. I don't want to kill the Shadow, because that might hurt Malf. I actually think Dan doesn't need to use Serial here, because he'll just use Death from Above. I was actually thinking about mentioning that. Like I said, we're just trying not to make too many mistakes. Alright, so because the Gatekeeper is dead, we're in a better position. Dan only has he has a shot at the other Gatekeeper, which admittedly we do want to destroy. 40% for 9 to 12. That's not that good. We kind of want to deal with the Gatekeeper on this turn, so I'm just going to hold off on that for now. Who's your Rend going to function against? You can hit the Spectre. You can hit the Heavy Mech. I think the idea is we want to kill the Spectre. Because once the Spectre is dead, Malf comes back. Malf will probably just use Revitalize. And, well, he could also hack the Heavy Mech. We'd probably rather just try to kill the Heavy Mech, is my expectation. So either way, we're probably going to want the Gatekeeper out here. No. It's not bad. It's pretty good. Will open shell end your turn? I don't believe so. Gateway. Any humanoid enemies can be raised as psionic zombies. Consume. Consume the life of a nearby unit. Close shell. Can only consume the shadow, which scares me. So it's more of a gateway kind of pull here. Hopefully not resurrecting the Gatekeeper, or the... Not the Gatekeeper, you know what I mean. The, Shield Bearer. But if it did resurrect the Shield Bearer, I think it would have been okay. Now we probably have Dan sit this guy down. Does he need Serial? Because I think Death from Above will just work again. Don't blow up the Shadow, please. I was a little concerned about what happens to Malf if the Shadow dies. Even though it might not be relevant. Alright, then I want Dan to do like an Icarus jump. How do you not have a shot? For, like, this is just wrong. He's gonna have a shot. Alright, he's landed. He is a god. The Heavy Mech 100% will die, so let's start there.
That's right.
Okay, you were right. Build the Icarus armor. Turns out it's pretty good. Hey, Mouth. Everybody on planet Earth needs a heal right now?
Coming up.
Probably like one of my least successful missions, actually, in terms of, you know, not getting 80% of my units hurt, maybe 100% of my units, actually, in hindsight. Botching a turn. It turns out we really should not be using Dan for garbage turns. Because, I mean, no kidding, but, like, he is the linchpin by which the rest of our squad lives and dies.
Rock and roll.
He can wipe out an entire pod by himself, no questions asked.
Affirmative. Covering
Few
now.
questions asked.
I'll keep it under
Everybody's gonna be a little bit wounded before the next mission, it seems, but
Come get
it's
some.
life. We also probably could have just handled it better with the Mimic Beacon and
Tired of waiting around.
etc. But oh well, everyone lived,
Come get some.
and Dan had one heck of a turn in there. Plant X4.
Menace 1-5. Status
All right,
confirmed.
where
X4
do we
charges
escape?
are armed. Move to the extraction point for immediate evac.
We call our own evac. Alright, well, let's just call it, right? Prefer not to call it on a rock.
Need to leave this place.
Sometimes the evac's been a little buggy, but we'll be set.
Here I come. I'm trusting
Luckily, like, a lot of our units are just tired. So it's not like we're gonna be, like,
Evac
super low on the,
confirmed.
soldier front
Ready to boogie.
for whatever mission we do next. But all of these guys are probably gonna be out of commission for a little while. Ooh.
More of them coming in. 1-5, be advised, we've picked up
Might I
hostile
suggest,
reinforcements.
escaping?
Position.
Making my exit.
Making my exit. Not my favorite performance, but dude,
1-5, status confirmed.
Dan,
X4
disgustingly strong with that Icarus armor. I mean, let's go over. He killed 2 gatekeepers, a codex, a heavy mech. Not a codex, sorry, a specter. You know what I mean, though. All in the same turn. And he still had an action left over at the end. And he didn't use Serial. It was all death from above. I guess the only reason Serial exists for us in this context is to give Dan the edge if he's on level ground or lower ground than the enemy. This is not that bad. Like, it obviously could have been better, but a week of wounds, not a big problem. Reduce the avatar project progress. Julia Munoz is afraid of psionics. It's not great. Once her training is done, we might want to just get that removed. But for now, thanks for watching. We're back for better and for worse. If you enjoyed the episode, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. But for now, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.
To hear what this Dr. Tiger